Hey guys, and welcome back to another video. Today we're going to do something a little different. We are going to be creating this door from Resident Evil 7 to use in our game. This is going to be a Blender tutorial, so we're going to be outside of Unreal this time. But I figured I would just show kind of a process of how I would go about making a door like this. We're not going to make it exactly like it, but we're just kind of using this for reference. We've got a couple of images here to use, and then I also have loaded in a reference image here, and I really just kind of use this to line it up with a mannequin here just to get a rough size of what I want to go with here. So there's no real right or wrong way to do this. And to be honest, I am not exactly an expert by any means in Blender. I am still quite new to Blender myself. So these are just some of the methods and things that I use. But if you guys have any better solutions for things that I do or any better ways to do things, by all means, let me know. I would love to hear them. So let's get started. The first thing I'm going to do is, let's grab this again. This is PureRef, by the way, this program, in case anybody is wondering. It's a great program for just quickly loading in images that you want to use for reference. So I think we're going to break this down into a few different components. We have our door frame here. And our door frame, I think we might actually separate this piece from the main door frame. We'll create this, and then I think we're going to make this a separate piece, and we might make this a separate piece as well. One thing that I learned, or one thing that I feel like I was struggling a lot when I first started doing Blender is I was trying to make something out of one piece of mesh. And I quickly learned, or maybe not quickly, but I learned that there is no shame at all in separating these into individual meshes, and it can actually help you save a lot of vertices just by doing that. So, yeah, I think let's start with maybe this bottom part here. Also, you guys, please forgive me if you hear me sniffing or coughing. I'll try to mute my mic, but we've had just like awful weather lately. It's been crazy dry, so I've got crazy bad allergies right now. So anyway, I apologize about that in advance. So let's get started here. We're going to start out with a cube, and I'm going to go into edit mode and just drag this up. And then we're going to scale this down. It is really hard to see this. Let's see. Okay, let's go with something like that. Still kind of hard to see. In fact, I think this needs to maybe come down to about right there. Okay. I still can't really see it, but it's a very dark image, obviously. Let's go with somewhere around there. All right, and then SX to get our size here. Can't really see anything. This is also, you can tell the perspective is not perfect. Also, one thing that I find interesting in Resident Evil 7 and 8 and maybe even all of the newer Resident Evil games, you can see how the edges here are kind of bowed. They have a little bit of a fisheye effect going on their cameras that they use, which if you guys would like me to make a tutorial on how to do that, let me know. It's not super hard, and I think it can be used effectively, but I also see a lot of people really overusing that effect nowadays. Everybody kind of wants to do that body cam look, and I think that can be a bit much. But if you use it in a good way, I think it can be effective. All right, let's throw a mirror on here, and we need an object to actually mirror this from. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to add an empty plane here. And then we can select that and then mirror. Okay, now if I look back here, again, it's really hard to see. I think it's really hard to tell. I can't tell if that piece is flush with the like the inside here. Right here. So I think it is flush, and then I think that there is... Oh, there's a lot going on here. There's like an inner part here. All right, well, this is where it comes to kind of your artistic freedom. Of course, we don't have to make this exactly like that. So for now, we're just going to go with what we have there. And you know what I'm also going to do is I'm going to cut this in half. Oh, one other thing I like to do, I like to turn on cavity here. And then I also kind of like to have statistics turned on as well. All right, we're going to delete that, and we're going to mirror that on the Y as well. That way we only have to deal with this here. Okay. So let's go and maybe put maybe a little bit of a bevel here. Let's also Control A and scale this. And actually, we don't want to bevel that. I think we're going to do something kind of like that. Okay. And then I can't really tell what they're doing there, but I think for me personally, I'm going to do a little bit of an inset, maybe to about there. And then I'm going to extrude that inwards. And let's see. I'm going to size this out a little bit. Maybe SZ, bring that in, bring that out. And then here, let's extrude or inset. And then I'm going to extrude that outward a little bit. Size this down a little bit more, quite a bit actually. Something kind of like that. Just to give us a little bit of a unique design there. So again, that's just kind of my own personal preference. I can't really tell if that has something like that going on there or not. All right, next thing, let's add another cube. And I'm going to do the same thing. So I'm going to select everything in edit mode. I'm going to drag up here, and then that just leaves my pivot point on the bottom there. And so we're going to make this pillar right here. So let's get this over here. Actually, what I'm going to do is I'm going to select this. Whoops. Select this, Shift S, and then move my cursor. Cursor selected, cursor to selected, and then I'm going to do this. Click on this. Shift S, selection to cursor. That's going to put that right in the middle there. And now I can kind of figure out where I want this to be. So I think we're going to move this something kind of like this. I also think this maybe needs to be a little larger this way on the X. Okay. And let's size this way. Let's see, what are we at? So That's 2.27 meters. Maybe to keep things easier, let's go 2.25. I think that'll be good. And then we obviously need to change it here. So let's go SY. And let's bring this down to what if we do 0.25? Well, that's too big. Let's do maybe 0.2. I think that is probably going to be good. Okay. I'm also wondering if I should maybe bevel this. That's going to mess other things up, though. Do we want to do that? Well, maybe think about that. We may redo these, but for now, we'll leave it like that. Okay. So we're going to mirror this as well. So mirror. We'll choose our empty object again. And now, let's see where we are. So I'm going to try and kind of use these grid lines here. Because the thickness of this is... oh, you know what? We need to... Well, we can look here. So 0.84. Let's actually... I'm going to control A all transforms here. I'm going to hit all transforms. And so that'll just take care of our scale and everything. And now, thinking. All right, I'm just trying to think how I want to do this. So I want to extrude this outwards and meet in the middle here. Let's do a edge loop and go to, I don't know, maybe around there. We're not right on the same scale as this background anymore. To be honest, I may just take that out at this point. It was really just to kind of get the initial scale. Let's see what this looks like. So if we E to extrude, turn clipping on. Yeah, I think that looks pretty good. I think maybe we come down a little bit more on this. There we go. I think that looks good there. Okay. Now, what I am also going to do is I'm going to remove this part. Actually, before we do that, or let's do it this way. Let's hit key by selection. And now if we go out here, we just have this part, and we're going to use that. So let's see, let's go into edit mode. I'm going to isolate this just for a second. And let's fill in that and fill in that. And now let's go back here. And I'm going to go Shift S and, or actually let's set origin to geometry. That should put it right in the center. And we want to just scale this out a little bit. So let's look over on this. Yeah, so you can see this it goes up and past this a little bit. And I don't think it actually goes really much into the center area or into the inner area here. So maybe what we do is Scale this down just a tiny bit. And then we'll move this to something kind of like that. This may even be a little too big. I'm going to move this, or scale this down. We just want this to come out a little bit because these pieces are going to kind of curve inwards. And yeah, I think that's going to be good. Okay. Now let's go back to this. And let me hit scale again just to make sure that's good. So here, let me think about how we want to do this. So to me, it looks like, looking at this, it looks like it's pretty heavily beveled on the edge here, beveled here, and then we've got like a groove and another groove. Maybe, or maybe there's two grooves. It's really hard to tell. Might be a groove there, and then like this is a ridge, groove, ridge, groove. I also don't even know if those are the correct terminology. But I think we go with that. So from what I'm seeing there, let's go in here. Also, I'm going to move this for right now, or let's just turn this off. I am going to do this, and or I shouldn't just say I'm going to do this. So I did Control R to put edge loops in there, and now I'm going to do SY. Whoops, SY. Nope, sorry. GY. Oh my goodness, what am I doing? Hang on. Oh, I'm an idiot. SX. And we're going to move this to about there, I think. And what we want to do now is bevel these edges. Yep. Okay, so Control B. And this is going to be a pretty big bevel, I think. Something around there. Actually, before we bevel, let's put our other edge loops in there. So back to front view. So again, I think what we need is... We're going to need 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, I think. I'm counting that right. Let's see. 3, 4, 5. And I think we leave them kind of symmetric. And what we are going to do here is that's going to be a groove. That's going to be a groove. Wait, no, I must have counted wrong. Hang on. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Okay, yeah, I did. We need an extra one. Control R. 3, 4, 5, 6. And now I'm going to face select that, and that. And I'm going to Control E and push this in a little bit. Maybe to about there. And you know what? Actually, I'm going to undo that. I'm going to do this at the top as well. So let's put, first of all, let's do our 2 out here. SZ to scale this way, somewhere around there. And then we need 3, 4, 5. Wait, 3, 4, 5, 6. You can also just see here how many you have, just to make sure. So, okay, we want to do that. Oops. That, and that. There, 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 and there. And E to extrude inward. Somewhere around there. Now, this is kind of annoying. Let me just delete this. Actually, does it not let me delete those? Oh, there we go. Oh, yeah, this kind of made a mess. I probably did this wrong. Again, I don't really know what I'm doing half the time. It's a miracle I'm able to make anything. Oh, wait a second. We're not... Oh. Okay, I didn't realize we are not... mirroring this on the Y as well. Let's isolate just this. And... we'll delete all of that. And now mirror that like so. Okay. Okay, that's good. And then again, we don't need any of those. We don't need these. And we can probably delete... Actually, we can delete all of this. Yeah. Okay. I think that looks good. Okay, so now I'm going to bevel these outside parts here. Just making sure I got everything. And let's control B. Now don't worry about what's going on right there. That's fine. Let's just look at this. I think that is good. And now let's bevel. So I'm going to bevel that, and that. So we're going to come inward a little bit. Probably don't need as many, maybe however many that is, 4. Okay. Now, we can probably get away with leaving these the way it is like that. Maybe, let me see, if we do, if I do SX, that's not going to do what I want. Now, this is where I always forget how to do this. So, essentially, I want these to, like, scale on their own. I think if we do individual origins, will that do it? Nope. SX. Nope. If anyone knows how to do what I'm trying to do, which I didn't even explain, let me know. I want to scale, like, I want to scale this on X. Wait, I have to go back to, what, median? I want to scale it like that, and then I want to do this one like that. I want to do them all at once. There's a way to do that. And it's with one of these things, but I don't remember how. Let me see if I can figure it out here. I really thought it was individual origins would do that for us. What if we do normals? Nope. Huh. Well, okay. I don't know how to do it. I know there's a way to do it. Somebody let me know. Active elements? Nope. Huh. Okay. Well, for, what I'm going to do is I'm just going to do this one by one. And then what we'll do is we'll get our value that we do here. So maybe we go like 0.65. And then we'll do that for each one. So scale 0.65. Actually, I could just copy. Scale on X. Paste. Yeah, that's looking a little bit more like what I want. And then we need to do that here too. So this time we're going to scale on Z. 0.65. And one more time here. Okay. Yeah, I think that looks pretty good. Let's bring everything else back in. And that looks pretty good. Now, I think what they are doing is a little different. Yeah, I'm just looking at the reference here. Yeah, they have a different design, but it's fine. I kind of like how this looks, and I'm happy with that. All right, let's work on this piece up here. So let me also save. I don't think I saved at all, so definitely don't forget to save. So I think what they've got going on here, to me, it looks like, let's scale this, and let's inset maybe to about there. And then I'm going to extrude this out and not do that. Select just the outer and inner. And I think we'll bevel this pretty heavy, something like about there. Want that to be a little bit more rounded, actually. Let's bring it out a little bit more. And a couple of things here. So let's play with the shape. I'm going to go just a little bit more there. Might add a couple of more segments as well. Still not really giving me what I want. Let's do clamp overlap. That way it won't let us go past that point. And okay, maybe we actually go lower here. So on the shape, I'm going to go to like 0.43, I think. So I think that shading is looking a little weird because we can probably merge by distance. Yeah, that looks a little better. And also if we turn off cavity, it doesn't look any different. All right, we're gonna try this one more time. Undo. Let me just see here. That's kind of the shape I want. I might just need, I know this is getting really heavy on just like number of vertices, but I really do want this kind of rounded edge here. And that is just looking weird. I feel like it's because we need to remove that. Yeah, there we go. Okay, that kind of looks better. I'm not super happy with the way this looks. I feel like the shading here just looks a little weird, but I think it's going to be okay, especially when we get the texture on there. So we're just going to leave that for now. Again, if anybody has any advice on how to make this look better, let me know, because I love to learn. Now I want to make this little thing in here. And you could do something where you like add a ton of loops in here and then use loop tools to make a circle, but I really think it's going to be easier just to use a cylinder. Just plop that in the middle and then make our little shape like that. So let's do this. Let's do Shift S. We're going to do cursor to selected. And then I'm going to do Shift A, and we're going to add a mesh cylinder. And then I'm going to go RX90. And we're going to scale that down to about the size that we want, which I think is somewhere around there. And go into X-ray mode. And I'm going to just, delete that back because we don't need that. And then we'll also scale this on Y. Go with something kind of like this. Now, this is kind of the same thing on the edges here. So what I'm going to try, we may have to redo this a couple of times, but let's just see. So first of all, let's scale, and let's go face select, inset, and let's go to about there. And then I'm going to extrude this inward, and I'm going to scale this just regular scaling. We're going to kind of go like this. And then I think what I'm also going to do, I'm going to go in here, grab this edge, and I'm going to scale this outward a little bit. And this is going to kind of help us create that slight kind of curve shape. And of course, we're going to bevel this as well. So let's also bring this in quite a bit. And then we'll move all of this in. Okay. Now, it looks like to me we need to inset this again. And actually, just looking at this, I'm going to scale this inward a little bit more as well. And then we're going to inset again to about there. And then I'm going to just pull this out like that. Okay. Maybe a little bit more. All right. Now, I also think we can push this whole thing. You know what? Let's also turn on random here, just so we can see the individual objects. So I'm going to push that to about there. And yeah, that's looking pretty good. Let's also go ahead and just throw a mirror on here. We're going to do X and Y. And select our empty there. Okay. Okay, now let's bevel that and that. Let's start with just that. So we don't need nearly that many. Maybe somewhere around there. Let's go ahead and shade that and see. Oh yeah, that's looking good. That's what we want. Or at least that's what I want. And then I think I'm going to bevel this as well. Yep. And on this one, I'm going to put just a very tiny bevel. And same thing here. Now, this is probably way more detailed than you really need to be, but I also just like it looking nice, you know? And we could just, and maybe I will even just bake this into a normal map. That would probably be the best thing to do. But I think that looks pretty good for what we have up here. I also think, now that I'm looking at this, something that may help. Let's scale this. Yeah, I think we might have kind of messed up here a little bit. But, you know, that might work. Actually, to be honest, I don't know if that really did a whole lot. You know, I think it's fine. It's fine. We can actually remove this edge, dissolve that. And I wonder, we dissolve that edge. Sorry, that edge. That looks worse. Yeah, I don't know. I might just be making it worse. I don't think anybody's going to notice. Let's just go with that. All right, so that is that's our door frame. And I think that looks pretty good. Let's go ahead and save. Now, the next thing that I want to do, if you look here, there is, of course, the door, but there's like this inner part here. And that, I can't tell if that is part of this or if it's a separate piece. I think I'm going to make it a separate piece. The way I'm going to do that, I'm going to isolate just this. And we can go ahead and apply our mirror. And I'm going to remove that, dissolve those edges. Yep. And then we'll leave that for now. But I'm going to select this, this, and that. Actually, you know what? No, let's just do that because we'll just mirror it. I'm going to do Shift-D to duplicate that. And then I'm going to do P by selection. And then now I have just an individual piece here. And let's go ahead and mirror that as well. Go back in here, choose our empty object. Okay. Now, let's scale this on the Y. Bring this in a little bit. Okay. And what I want to do is, oops, go to front view. I'm going to extrude this down. Let's go 1, 2, maybe even 1. Just one kind of unit there, whatever that is. And now let's highlight or whatever that's called. Going into this mode. I'm sorry, that's terrible description. What I want to do is I want to put a control or an edge loop on this part, right where this part is. Because if I just extrude this right now, you can see it's going to give us this ugly overlap here. And that's going to kind of cause issues for us. So what we're going to do is Control R, and we're going to move this up. I go into vertices mode. You can see where it is. And if I can remember how to do this, I want to, let's go here, and I want to basically snap this line to where this is. So I'm going to select this line, and I'm going to go G for move, only on the Z, and then B. That's going to give me this little thing. And then I can snap it here. Okay. And then if I move it up, it's going to snap to that. Okay. Now, what I can do is I can go back to face select, and now I'm only selecting this part underneath here. Okay. So now we can extrude this, E to extrude, and we want to go out 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 right there. Okay. Now we also need to do that on this one. So Control R and move this in. So again, we're going to go G to move only on the x-axis, and then B, and then I click on this, and then if I move this to here, it's going to snap into that. And then we can do a couple of things. I can delete this face and delete that because we had a little bit of an overlap there. Then we can delete that again. And now we have some nice clean geometry. And let's select all, merge by distance, remove a few vertices there. Okay. So now go back here and yeah, I think that's pretty good. All right. Okay. Now we can kind of do the same thing. But we're going to make our door. So let's go ahead and apply this mirror. And just thinking how I want to do this. I'm going to go ahead and remove that dissolve. Whoop, just that edge. And I'm going to select, actually, all I'm going to select is that face and that face. Shift D to duplicate, key by selection, and then we have just this individual piece here. This is going to be our door. So let's isolate that, not that. Come on, I want to select the other one. Where is it? There it is. Okay, isolate that. And let's bridge these. Bridge like that. And then we just need to fill that, or fill that area and fill that area. And I am starting to worry that this might be a little narrow. Let me just grab our guy here. Let's see. No, I think that's actually good. Yeah, actually, I think that's perfect. All right. That's why it is very good to have a reference in there, though. And this is literally just an Unreal Engine mannequin that I have. So it's good just to know, you know, have that for reference. So let's save again, and let's, we obviously don't want this door to be that thick, so let's size on the Y, bring this in, maybe somewhere like around there. Okay. And I'm just going to Control A and scale that. And now if we go back and look at our door here, so we can see that we have, or it may be easier just to look here. We have, let's make this a little bigger. We clearly have like these panels here, right? So like this is all one piece of wood. And then this is a piece of wood. This is a piece of wood. This is a piece of wood. And then we have these panels in the middle here. So I think the first thing we'll do, we'll add an edge loops here and here, and then here, 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 and here. Let's start with that and see how we're looking. So we need first the ones on the edge. SX. Bring that to about there. I'm going to just hide that again because honestly it doesn't really help that much. And then to me it looks like this one is a little bit shorter here, and then this one is like a little bit or taller, I guess. Actually quite a bit. It comes up to about right there. Okay, and then I think I'm going to bring these out even a little bit more. Yeah, somewhere around there. And then we have another two in the middle here. Something kind of like that, and it looks like this is moved down slightly. These panels are a little larger on the top. And then we have two in the middle. Somewhere kind of like that. Okay. And what we're going to do is, I think we're going to mirror this. Let's put a an edge loop in the center here and go into transparency mode, face select all of our faces, delete those faces, and then we will mirror that on the Y. Okay. And now these, let me just scale that again just to make sure that we're good. We're going to inset all of these somewhere to about there, I think. And then we're just going to push these in till we get something kind of like that. Carefully you don't go too far. Okay. And now we're going to inset these again. About right there. Inset once more. Very, very small inset. Okay. And then we're going to pull these out just until it kind of pops like that. Okay. That looks pretty good. And now what I'm going to do, these areas will normally be done in something like Substance Painter, and this will be like a high poly version, and they will bake these details, or they will literally just paint these details. But I think what might help us a little bit is, we'll try this. I'm not sure, but I'm going to select these edges here. Yeah, these edges. And I'm going to add a bevel. Just a tiny one. And we're going to go kind of like that, okay? And now you can see that the shading is messed up, but that's kind of what we want. Now if I can actually select this. Now if I select these inner parts here. Actually, you know what? This might not work now that I'm looking at it, now that I see the shading. But we'll see how it looks. So I'm just selecting these inside parts. I might should have done this before. I don't know. We'll see. Okay. What I want to see is if I push this in just a little bit to where it creates like a little bit of a crack, which it did. Okay. So that's kind of what I was going for. But I think we have some issues. And the issues are with the shading here. And the reason we have that is because we have an n-gon right here. So I don't know, that might could be fixed. Like if we joined that, I don't know if that would, yeah, I don't know. It doesn't really fix much, to be honest. So yeah, I don't think that we're going to do this. This is going to cause us some other issues. I'm just going to Control Z until we get back to there. Yeah. So I think that's going to be fine. What we'll do is we'll paint those details on, if we even need them, to be honest. We might not even worry about it. Okay. So we are almost done. What we need to do now is we need to make this door handle. There's a key lock there, and then like this little door plates, door handle plate. I don't know what you call that. I don't know if I want to try and make this that detailed. Let's play around with this and see what we can do. Let's save that. And we're going to do just a cube. And just scale this down. I think I'm actually going to put this on this end. I mean, it doesn't really matter. It's going to go on both ends, but just because it feels, I don't know, it feels weird to put it on that end to me. All right. So scale that on Z. Maybe go to about there. Bring that in a little bit. Just looking on the reference, that handle is pretty low, right around there. And there's a couple of different ways that I can think that we could do this. So first of all, before we get too far, let's isolate this. Let's put a loop in the middle and let's mirror this. So delete that. Now for this one, this is going to be a little bit different. I'm going to do Control or Shift S again, cursor to selected. Shift A, add an empty plane there. And then I'm going to do a mirror on the Y. Okay. Actually, I guess we didn't actually need that. So we're fine. Now we got our mirror set up. Let's scale this in to somewhere around there. And just thinking how we can do this. So they've got like, I think this is kind of separated like that. And then it looks like this and this. I'm going to E to extrude and then S, Z, bring this out. Maybe to about there. And then select these edges. And let's actually, oops. Scale that. And let's go to something kind of like that. Okay. And to be honest, it may be best to even do these as separate pieces. We'll try and see how this looks here. But the other thing I see is this needs to be inset. Somewhere around there. And then we're going to extrude all of this. Bring that out. Now this is where I'm a little worried that it's going to be a little tricky. So let's see what happens if we maybe bevel all of this. Let's just see how this looks. You know, this may work actually. Yeah, one thing that I am going to change, I'm gonna go back a little ways actually. If I can go back far enough, yeah. So I'm gonna bring these in a little bit. How far back can I go? It's as far back as I can go. Okay. Let me isolate this. I want to move that, all of that, all of that, all of that. Okay. Okay, I want to move this inward a little bit more to about there, I think. And now, let's try beveling this again. Oh, we need to scale. Don't forget to scale. And I think that's going to look better. Let's try that. Yeah, that looks better. We maybe could even scale S and Z and move this inward a little bit. Yeah. And now let's go back and face select. Nope, sorry, just this. Inset to about there. Maybe a little bit more actually. Let's go to there. And then select all of these. And extrude. Let's try that. I'm going to go back to this view. And, oh, you know what? One thing, kind of like we did our little thing up here, I'm going to grab all of that, scale that in a little bit. So first we're going to go here, and now I'm going to scale on X, move this in like that. Okay. And now let's try beveling all of this and see how it looks. Yeah, you know what? I'm pretty happy with that. I think we can do a couple of other things. We can bevel this inner part here just a little bit. We don't need nearly that many, so maybe like, I don't know, I think that was 3 or 4. And then I'm also going to move all of this in, so scale on X, move all this in to about there. And let's shade smooth there. And yeah, it's not perfect. I think we could do a little bit better if we took more time. But I think for now, it's going to be okay. And I think one other thing I'm going to do, I'm going to, maybe, let's see. So just inset that and then just pop this out a little bit more. Yeah, there we go. I kind of like that design a little bit. So this, again, is where kind of just like your artistic freedom comes into play. You know, this is not going to be exactly like this, but this is just kind of what I like the look of. And we're going to go with that. So I think I'm also going to bring this down a little bit, or scale this on the Z a little bit. That's a little too much. Yeah, there we go. Okay. Now let's save and let's make a lock. I still am not super happy about this part, but I think it's going to be fine. Yeah. It's fine. Let's make the lock. So let's do a cylinder. RX 90. And I'm just scaling this in. And mirror this. Yeah, let's mirror it. Boom. Select all of that. Delete. Add a mirror on the Y. Now this isn't working, so I'm going to bring the cursor here, cursor to selected, and add empty plane axis, and then select that to mirror it. Okay, and also turn clipping on. And let's scale that on the Y. Bring that out here. Oops. And now what I want to do is let's scale this first. And we're going to inset this quite a bit. I'm going to go to about there. Then I'm going to move this up. And then go to vertices select, and so that's our center. So we're going to select that one, that one, that one, that one, that one, and that one, I think. And then I'm going to hit SZ0 to scale that to where it's flat. And then I'm going to drag this down. And then I'm going to do SX to kind of make a key shape here. Okay. And then with this part, I'm just going to extrude that inwards. And then we can also just delete this face. Okay, and that is our key shape. Shade smooth. Oop, shade smooth. There we go. Now, you might say, like, that looks kind of stupid because you can just see the other, part of the door handle there, and that would be true. But what you can do is you can paint this area just black, or a lot of times, actually, when you bake this, it will probably not even show, or, like, it will be really dark in there. So, I mean, you could, actually cut this out if you wanted to. If you did really want to get detailed here and cut that part out to where you could like literally see through that, you could, but I don't think it's going to be necessary. I'm also just going to bevel this outside part here just to something kind of like that. And yeah, I think that's good. Maybe make this a little smaller too. Okay. All right, we are almost done, guys. Let's save. And now we're going to do the door handle. The way I'm going to do this is, there's a bunch of ways you could do this. I'm going to do this rather quickly, which is probably not necessarily the best way, but it is a way to do it. So we are going to mirror this. Mirror on the Y. And I'm going to use subdivision here. So what we are going to do is, let's bring everything back in because we obviously need to scale this way down. Bring this down here and bring this out. Okay, somewhere around there. So what I'm going to do is extrude from here out, and then I'm going to size this up, and then extrude again, size this out a little bit more, extrude out like this, and maybe once more, and then scale this in. Now, you're probably thinking, that looks awful, and you would be correct, but this is the power of subdivision. I'm going to hit Control-2, or you can just add a subdivision over here, and then we're going to get a shape like this. So this needs to be brought in a little bit, and then we're just going to kind of play around with this shape. So we'll move this in, move all this in. This will move out until we start to kind of get the shape that we want, which is pretty close there. For this, we probably want to shade smooth. Yeah, that looks pretty good. And then I think we'll also do something kind of like this. Okay. Maybe make this a little bit bigger. Yeah. And that looks pretty good. Actually, I think it does need to be a little bigger. All right. Now, there's, I don't know if we need to really add this much detail, but I'm going to do one more thing. I'm just going to do cursor to selected, and I'm going to add Shift-A mesh cylinder, and just rotate that on X 90. Bring this in, and just make like a little, I have no idea what you call this, but just a little thing that this goes into, just so it doesn't go directly into the door thing here, the door plate. Something kind of like that. And maybe we even just do a little bevel here. Kind of like so. And then we could, oh, I didn't scale that. That's why it didn't really bevel correctly. There we go. And then I could mirror this, but this is pretty quick. Just inset this to around there maybe, and then inset one more time, and then extrude S, Y, I didn't quite do what I wanted it to do. I'm gonna go back a little bit, inset, and then let's extrude SY, move that in just a tiny bit, kind of to there, and then I'm going to just scale this inward like so. Okay, again, that's a super small detail that you probably don't need because you're probably not ever gonna see it, but just because I'm OCD, I guess. All right, that is pretty much it, guys. We did it. That took way longer than I intended it to take. I was like, I could do this in 30 minutes maybe, and we're over an hour. So anyway, this does still need to be UV unwrapped, and there's obviously texturing that needs to be done, but that is our door. So yeah, we can go ahead and just apply all of our modifiers. I think we had one there. There. Here we will apply the mirror and then the subdivision. Apply our mirror. I think that was everything. Oh no, we had one there too. So many modifiers. And there. Now you would want to join these as well, which I will do. And yeah, I think we got everything. Okay, so that's our door. I will make this model available for you guys, for you to use, free to charge. But I hope this helped you if you are just kind of wondering how to make something like this. This is not necessarily the right way. This is just the way that I've done it, and I would love to see what you guys create. If you guys have any questions, or if you have any tips on how to do things better than I did, like I said, please let me know. But if you like this kind of content, be sure to leave me a like, be sure to subscribe, and we'll be back for more. We're going to actually make this work in Unreal. So now that we have our interaction system, we're going to actually set up a blueprint to actually be able to open and close this and all that. So anyway, guys, thank you guys so much for hanging out. If you made it this far, amazing job. Thank you. And I will see you guys next time. Take care.